Hello everyone, welcome back to a guide video. Normally I just post trolling videos, which I will post one later because apparently they have changed the starter items and now Warrior's Axe can give you 25 intelligence at the start instead of giving you strength as a default. So that opens up potential for mages building Bluestone, although Bluestone upgraded will only give you 50 intelligence, so it's not going to be good on mages. However, warriors can now build Archmage's gem or Conduit gem, so that's interesting. Anyways, expect some troll videos. First, I'm gonna post a guide video on how to play Morgan Le Fay, and every single match I have seen so far has Morgan Le Fay on the enemy team, so I expect to see her a lot. There's new synergy between her 3 and 1 with the clone form, and honestly, I wish they would create more mages with the one like Morgan Le Fay, because there are 3 options on it. You can have a slow, you can make clones, and off the back okay. You can have a slow, you can make clones, and you can use it here. So that gives a lot of options, although it's only one ability, so when you use one, the opportunity cost is the other 2 versions you use. I use my slow to keep the minion away from advancing, that way they have no I see Hercules doing Hercules things. I missed my one because he was stunned by Odin. Odin is actually a good counter for Morgan Le Fay. Another good counter for Morgan Le Fay is Bacchus. Because despite the way she has a lot of peel with her 1 and her 2, she doesn't have an escape besides her ult. The 3 gives her movement speed, but it doesn't get her out of danger. Like, she doesn't just dash out, neither does she teleport out. So with Bacchus, you can literally lock her down because you have 2 forms of CC and you do a lot of damage with Bacchus. Another counter for her is Cerberus. That sucks. Cerberus can counter Morgan Le Fay because Cerberus does a lot of damage. He steals healing, so when he ults, he's taking part of her healing, and he has anti-heal. And other than the fact that his ult is massive, that's the real way Cerberus can lock her down. Seeing as this is a mirror match, the fight might be very scuffed, but I will do my best to make it a proper guide video. First, you want to level her 1 and then her 3. Her 3 is better for poke in the sense that it has slightly longer range than her 1. However, her 1 is the main source of crowd control, and if you play mages often, you realize that mages are only as strong as the amount of crowd control they have. I'm gonna rush some cooldown here because they have Morgan Le Fay in the enemy team, and she doesn't have cooldown as her starter. She has Conduit, so she does slightly more damage. However, seeing as they have a Hercules, I need to always have my 1 out. That's not good. For some reason, yeah, her ult should have stunned me, but it didn't. My beat was down for sure, so there's something going on there. Anyways, I need my 1 up all the time and my 2 so I can get Hercules away from me. Their team comp is actually very dangerous. Having both Hercules and Morgan Le Fay, then they have Artemis, and just knock you down with her traps and her ult. Yeah, if anyone is caught in their circle, especially Odin, he will die regardless of how tanky he is. I can build Spirit Robe, that way he can regenerate health. Yeah. Because the enemy team has so much crowd control, he can't really do anything. If Hercules is not the one tossing him around, Morgan Le Fay is fearing him, and then Artemis is trapping him. That's a terrible combination to walk into. A good way to counter that is Spirit Robe, but once Artemis has kin size online, it's not gonna go well. Anyways, Morgan Le Fay is a nuker. She does burst damage. In order to do burst damage, you need items with a lot of intelligence. An easy way to get that is simply getting Book of Thought, or you can go straight to Doom Orb, but do not do both because I'm not sure what he was saying. I have my teammate's audio disabled, but you can see on the screen when someone's talking, so I just try to communicate, and I'm not sure what he said. But I really hope he gets Spirit World else. He's just gonna get him tossed around by Hercules. So I altered right out of the bat to keep Hercules afraid of simply walking up. If not, he would just walk up to us and toss us. And I'm gonna focus on punishing him and keeping him low health so he doesn't walk up. Because if he's low health, Chiron should be able to make short work of him. Chiron is just hitting them with everything, which I will do as soon as I clear the wave. The wave is my priority because once Book of Thought is online, I need to clear the wave consistently to get it stacked up. In Book of Thought, you were playing for late game. There is no doubt about it. Do not try to 1v1 anyone until Book of Thought is complete. If you want to start doing damage right out of the bat, go for Chronos Pendant into Doom Orb into Spirit Desolation. Spirit Desolation is 100 intelligence. It gives you 10 cooldown, along with Doom Orb giving you 130 intelligence once it's fully stacked. And with Chronos Pendant as the first item, you will have enough cooldown to spam abilities and have enough intelligence to do damage. However, I'm playing for late game because I want to see how he does. Focus on Hercules again because I don't want him walking up, seeing as my Odin is not stunning him. He's just gonna knock you into power. What are you doing? Yeah. I don't know what my Odin is doing. Now he's complaining. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what Odin was doing. Missed me with that one. So I have played against Hercules enough times to know how he works. If you're close enough to him, he can't really pull you because...
She just Aegis. Morgan.
Sorry, Temp was saying something. If you're close enough to him, he can't really pull you because you're too close and the pull only works at the extreme end of it. And at that point, all he can do is dash you, but unless you were facing or he is facing his teammates, he would dash you the wrong direction and put you closer to your tower. So Hercules he's more of a lane bully in the sense that he mostly bullies people who don't know how to play. I do damage to her right now, actually. So it's only Hercules that I cannot kill and get into at this point in the game.
Odin, I recommend Spirit Robe against
combo,
Morgan Le
you
Fay
wanna-
because of her fear.
Sorry, I had to let Odin know what he is doing wrong. Because with Spirit Robe, he can literally just survive most of the crowd control. So long as he has enough health to actually regenerate. Her combo is her 3 into her 1, and you want to have her 1 in clone form. Because when the 1 attacks her, it actually does extra damage with the 3 blocking. However, most of the time you will probably have her 1, so you can do her 1 into her 3, so long as there's something hitting her with basic attacks, it'll keep proccing the damage. The 1 in her fear stance is probably what you end up using a lot for the back control, just to be honest. Even in Smite 1, I rarely ever use any other stance, except sometimes I would use the slow, because I didn't want to build Gem of Isolation. Although I can see myself having a troll build with both Gem of Isolation and using the 1 in the slow stance just for trolling. Because honestly, that's one of the better things to do in Smite in general. Just troll. And like I said prior, your main objective is stacking Book of Thought for late game. She's doing the same build I'm going, actually. Except we have different starters. However, in this case, my starter is better because I have more cooldown than him. And when I upgrade it, I will have better damage because I have Book of Thought, although she will have like really high damage in the initial fight. So whoever gets hit by her ability first will take 40% of our intelligence, and then that's it, nothing else. At that point, once the proc is gone, she has no objective advantage with Archmage's Gem. Sorry, I forgot the name of the starter once you upgrade it because it's a different name than Conduit Gem. Look at that. So long as you're not on the extreme end of Hercules' pull, he cannot pull you. It helps to know the abilities of the people you're fighting against. And like I said, no matter how much they try to make you use other stances in her one, the fear stance is probably what you would use most, because that's the actual crowd control. The slow only keeps them there long enough for you to like that was an easy kill. Because they're slowed in the circle, they're not going anywhere quickly unless they have a dash. And like I said about Morgan Le Fay prior, she has no escape aside from her ult. Her ult gives her a lot of movement speed. She can just walk away. Her 3 gives her a little bit of movement speed, but anyone with a dash or a leap will just catch up to you, even though you're moving. So she has no real escape aside of her ult. Hercules is the main issue here, not the enemy Morgan Le Fay. I can kill the enemy Morgan Le Fay despite not even having any penetration. Why is... I don't know why Odin keeps stepping up to the edge of their tower knowing that there's a Hercules there. Like, you know he's gonna pull you or dash you into his tower. He's Hercules. Like, he only does one thing. He puts you out of position. That is Hercules' entire MO. Fear. I could have slowed him, but he would simply just dash out, so the slow does nothing. And if I made a clone, well, I guess I could have gotten like maybe 1 or 2 basic attacks from the clone before he killed it. So in the end, the fear is the most efficient stance in her one. Yeah, the other stances are cool early game, but they don't really do much. I typically use the slow and the minion waves to prevent them from getting into our tower, so they just stay there. Actually, I have a lot of gold, so I'm gonna rush penetration. And yeah, I'm ahead of the enemy Morgan, seeing as she died to me, and I have my Book of Thought almost complete. I need like 6 points. Did Odin just ult? Okay, well, actually no, he doesn't have ult yet. Sometimes when I'm far away, I use the little beacon to see what the enemy team has on their build, and then it scares them because they start wondering, oh, something coming, why are they using the beacon? I'm going to prevent him from walking back into his tower. Interesting, even with 10, I don't did any damage to Hercules. Because I have 10% penetration with the shard that I currently have right now. This Morgan will not let me just focus on Hercules, which is the sad part, but you're gonna see Morgan Le Fay in every game you play, because she is just that good. I'm gonna make a guide video on how to counter her by playing Poppers. And I know that Cerberus has been disabled too, so I'm guessing someone already found a broken from with Cerberus or some kind of weird interaction. For some reason, the minion wave did not clan, but I know I do damage because I did enough damage to kill the enemy Morgan, so that's weird. A little bit of an inconsistency, but she's a new god, so maybe they just don't want her to be overpowered. Anyways, you need Rod of Tahuti definitely on her, but seeing as Hercules is building 2 items with health, that's enough reason for me to go for Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver was recently gutted, but don't let that fool you. You still need to build it when the enemy team has health. Yes, it doesn't do as much damage, but it has way more intelligence now. And seeing as I built... literally, his pull did not do anything for him. Odin is just getting pulled to that. Odin is just getting pulled to that. Where was I going? Seeing as I built Book of Thought, Soul Reaver is actually really good because Soul Reaver stacks with your maximum mana, and Soul Reaver has like 300 mana given to you. I'm already doing damage now that I have like 10 items completed. He's feared, he's almost dead, but I can't die at the enemy tower. Is that almost? Oh, okay. Yeah. She came from behind. No one expected that.
Easily done.
Even Chiron is salty about it. That's funny. I'm not even mad. I just did not expect her to be hiding in the bushes because she's Artemis. I expected Hercules to be doing something like that. But this is not a problem really because I can kill her so long as Hercules is not there to defend her. This is not a problem. We're gonna bounce back from this. It's just funny though. Like, that's something I would expect from Hercules. I'm gonna do the clone just so he's taking extra damage. I'm gonna do my one and do damage. That was an easy kill. She only took like 2 hits from my ult and she died. Hercules, on the other hand, still walked away despite me using the 1-hit combo. And I actually used the clone to be doing the basic attack to proc more damage, but he just dashes away. So like I said, I can kill Hercules. I just need him to not have any abilities up. Excuse the noise in the background if you can even hear that. If not, that's fine. I want to do a troll build with her so badly. I want to go tanky with like Warrior's Axe, but I'm building intelligence, so I'm going to rush like some item that gives me mostly intelligence. Only intelligence, because if you have the item that gives you strength, it might default to strength. I just realized. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting troll build. But Morgan Le Fay, you need cooldown. What is he doing here? Okay. I guess this team just likes hiding in the bushes. It's fine. Okay, well he blocked me and he prevented me from going in to kill. He's actually doing what a tank should be doing, not what my Odin is doing. But it's fine, it doesn't really prevent me from doing anything. Because once they step up, they're within range of me. Okay, well, since he's doing it here, I got her with the ultimate wall, so she can't step up. I almost finished off the Morgan Le Fay, but my ability did not hit. And now they have to back off. Yeah, like, it's fine, because he can't just, like, one-shot me. And the second they step up to get the kill, I'm just gonna kill them. Because I actually do that much damage, though. She's dead. I have faith in this Chiron, because he's played well so far. The one time he died was when we both got surprised by Artemis. Because genuinely, why would the hunter be in the bush? That's something Hercules should be doing. Now he's completely preventing me from going in, and then his teammate dies because he focused the wrong person, and now he dies because he focused the wrong person. But in all honesty, had he not focused me, I would have gone under the tower and killed both of them, so there's that. If the shot is completely stacked, I'm going to put a slow on this. This is some of this. I'm not sure if it did anything. My team is still pushing. We should definitely not be pushing. Oh, he's trapped. And I can does not go through wall. He's going to focus their minions. That way my minions can just go in. My team is calling a retreat, and rightly so. So show a little bit of force and walk away. I could go for a red buff, but honestly, I don't need it. I want to complete my soul mission so I can actually kill Hercules. Pop my 3 for movement speed. They put a beacon right on top of me. Okay, Soul Reaver is complete. We can actually kill now. I want to get Rod. I should get my starter, but I'm just going to get Rada Tahuti. She went for Doom Orb, so typically you want to go either or. The only character you benefit from going both on is Kukulkan, because he gains strength from the amount of mana he has. I don't have ult to secure this, although I could have gotten my starter. I probably should have, but that Rada Tahuti is going to go a long way. So now I have ult. No need. Artemis is trapped. He needs. Didn't need to. Chiron finished it. The enemy Morgan. Okay. He didn't get pulled. See that? Oh, she against. That's fine. Okay. All this cat shit. And he's dead. Soul Reaver actually does damage now. Even though they nerfed it, trust me, it still works more than it can. I am the greatest. Say my name.
Subscribe to Cute Meister on YouTube.
That is the build, people. Remember, if you're building Book of Thought, you were playing for late game. If you want early game damage and the ability to kill, go for Doom Orb into Spirit Death Zone. You can kill with that.